So welcome to Below the Fold, our follow-up to what you should put on the homepage of your website last time. And go back and watch that recording. If you're watching this recorded, do yourself a favor and watch that first. We talked about what to put on the homepage of your website. And the important things to know were that the above the fold part of your homepage is what you can see when you load the homepage before you scroll down. It's also important to know who your target audience is. Is your website just talking to donors, just talking to clients, or talking to both clients and donors? And then we talked about these three things, which again, I have little cards today. You want to make sure that that above the fold section answers these three questions for the person who's visiting. Do I belong here? What do I get? And now what? If they can't answer any one of these questions very, very fast, they will not move to the next question and they'll probably leave your site. So now we're going to talk about what to put later on in your site. So, we have, whoops, that was almost upside down. Here we go, my cards. And we're going to look at sites again so you all know this. So, and these are not as specific in order. You want to show them that you understand. Tell them that you know, if it's people you serve, that you know what they're going through. You understand what they're experiencing and that you know what they're trying to get to. Let them know that you know who they are, even though you haven't met them yet, so they really feel like they belong. Another thing you want to do is outline the path to success. And I'll show you what that can look like. And the third thing you want to do is show them that it's safe. And these are going to be true, especially these bottom two are going to be true on many pages for donors as well. So let's take a look at some websites. I'm going to share my screen. Very much like last time, I have not reviewed your sites in advance because I want you to have that first time look. And so we're going to kind of skip ahead through these questions, right? But I'd be asking, if this is your site, do I belong here? Maybe. Here we go. Sorry, I'm not quite at the top. A better world through strategic charitable giving. I don't know what I get. And now what? Give today. I'm not ready. So you have some above the fold work to do, but let's get below the fold. Have you told me that you understand? This is your mission. Thanks for sharing our vision of a better world through strategic charitable giving. I would say get closer to the point here. I'm not really sure what kind of charitable giving we're even talking about here. Do you care about the same things that I care about? Tell me what kind of difference you think that I'm thinking I want to make. Outline a path to success, right? So this is actually, rather than saying give today, tell me ideally 3 steps maybe. Can you get me from where I am today to making the difference that I want to make? And probably making a gift to you is part of that journey. And then tell me that it's safe. So some of these messages might be telling me that it's safe to talk to you. These are benefactors, so that's great. So any sort of testimonial or logo from another organization and powered by Donor Perfect, that adds a little bit of safety for me. Let's move to another website. The Sacred Fire Foundation, supporting the next generation. Okay, I'm interested in that. I'm not quite ready to join though. I'm not sure what that means. So let's see if below the fold, you're telling me that you understand me. Well, not me personally, but whoever you're talking to. Outline how I get to the the future we're all trying to get to together, and telling me that it's safe to do business with you in one form or another. Sacred. So this is long. Give it to me faster. Tell me paint the picture of the challenge that people face before you are doing your work with them, and then tell me where you're trying to bring the world to. And talk to me about me. So I think your website is probably mostly donor centric. Is that right? Do we have Sacred Fire Foundation? Are you here? Papa, hey, in chat. It's both. Okay. So if it's both, and many of you are both, right? What you want to do is if I'm a donor, I'm mostly concerned about the problem that you are solving, and that you're able to solve it, which is actually the thing that your clients are also looking for. So you can focus, if you're both, you can focus the language for the most part on what your clients are experiencing. So lay out the kinds of things your clients are facing before you start working with them, and tell me about the outcome that they want to get to. And if I'm a donor, I'm going to say, I also want to solve that problem, and I also want to play a role in getting people to that. And then at the end of the page, if you're serving both, here's my camera, the outline the path to success, you can have one path for clients and one path for donors. I'm going to give you an example of what that looks like on the PivotGround website. And then we'll look at a few more sites. So our Above the Fold in this page is talking about nonprofit strategic planning. So if you're a nonprofit that does strategic planning, this page is for you. What do you get? Strategic planning that works, and now what? And the apply for a call is your now what, or if you're not ready, this little arrow is indicating you can go below the fold, where we answer these types of questions. Here, how many of you have ever felt that running a nonprofit was overwhelming? Give me a yes or a 1 in the chat if you've ever felt that. Yes, we've got 1 yes. Anybody else? A yes, a 1, absolutely right. You are my people. I know you. I've been a nonprofit executive director. And hopefully my goal is when you read this, you go, yes, PivotGround understands what it's like to be me and some of the challenges I'm facing. And now I kind of have 2 sections that are around outlining the path to success. I tell you that savvy nonprofits follow a method. It's these 3 things. I'm reminding you that your first step is to apply for a call. That's not hard. It doesn't cost money. It's not time consuming. It's a simple ask. Steps to a thriving organization. Stop, pivot, thrive. So first you're going to apply for that call. And yes, you can actually come to my website and apply for a call if you want to talk to me one-on-one. Then you're probably going to, if you end up working with me in some way, you're going to learn the impact method. And then you're going to unlock your organization's capacity and harness it to its full potential without risking burnout. Notice how I'm talking about you, not about me. So those are the 3 steps, and then here is your first step. Now moving on to the show them it's safe. So here, one way I'm doing that, there's a lot of other ways I could do that, but one way I'm doing that is I'm telling you other nonprofits and executive directors who have done it and have confirmed that it is safe. If you can have testimonials from clients on your site, or you can also have testimonials or comments from donors about their experience. And you can do other things like show that you were endorsed by Charity Navigator, any sort of seal or group that you're a member of that implies that you've been reviewed in some way is a symbol to show that it's safe. So does that make sense to people? Give me a yes. How do you get people to give testimonials? That is a great question. And I will do a training specifically on testimonials because it deserves its own topic. So Katie, be on the lookout for the testimonial training. So welcome to Compassionate Health Initiatives, making a difference with compassion. Great. So show them you understand. I'm not seeing that. That's a big miss here. Who's needing compassionate care? What are they experiencing? Are they lonely? Are they not getting care? Are they missing their family? Are they seniors? Are they children? Who are they? I'm guessing they might be seniors because of this picture. Give me more, much more. And then before you ask me to donate, tell me what the journey to success looks like. So does it start with people who need compassionate care call for an intake, and then they receive the care they need, and then they go on to be reunited with a new community, or maybe they're united for the first time with a community? What's that journey, and what's the first step if I'm a client, and what's the first step if I'm a donor? Let's look at another one, and then I'll talk a little bit about some first steps for donors, because I think that's harder for people to think about. Piqua Arts Council. Great. So let's go below the fold. But just quick note above the fold, I think you have some above the fold work to do here. Do I belong here? Maybe, but I don't know what I get, and I'm not sure what to do next. So join us, mission, programs. That's kind of about us info that can be easily in your mission, but outline tell me you understand me. Am I an artist? What am I interested in? Tell me all of that information. So this is way too much information on your homepage. I think you're suffering from kitchen sink syndrome, which is if we put it on the homepage, people will see it. But the truth is, the more you add, the less people will see. So keep it focused on these 3 types of information, which come after the above the fold answering these questions. Let's take it one more, and then I'll talk about, in the chat, let me know, does anybody have a now what for donors, a first ask that is not donate for their organization? Let me know in chat. I'd love to know if anybody has one. Bringing organs, farmers, and eaters together. Awesome. Okay. If I'm a farmer, this is for me. If I'm about farmers, this is for me. We've got kind of 2 asks here. Maybe make them sound a little bit easier and give me one choice. Whoops, I clicked a link. Okay, upcoming events. Again, try to skip the events on the blog and tell me, show me that you understand. What is it like to be a farmer? What does it mean to be eating? Who is an eater? What do we care about? Tell me you know me and you know what I care about. And then tell me how we get there together. Okay, so we have some yeses. If you would share some yeses, or maybe those were yes from another question. Yes, those were. So I think nobody maybe has a, what do you give donors? If you answered yes, I should have, tell me in chat what you give donors or ask them to do before a first donation. So let's talk about, I'm not sure if we'll have an example here, but I'll talk a little bit about what can you give donors or ask donors to do before you ask them to donate. These are new people coming to your organization. Maybe you have a helpful tip sheet. Do you, if you are a compassionate care organization, if you're a mental health organization, do you have something you could give away that they can request, such as a, 5 tips for supporting your friend with depression, or 7 ways to help your elderly friends stay mobile in the community. Farmers, right? We were just on farms. 5 ways to partner with your farmer. You can make a small resource like this, great free download of a patient guide. That's perfect. So you're going to ask them to give you their email address in exchange for this free guide of sorts or tip sheet. That's one thing to do. You could ask them, invite them. Do you have regular open houses or tours? Obviously, probably not right at this moment, but if that's something you envision doing, invite them to take a tour. Something like that would be a great first step. Have a call with another donor, right? If you already have donors, say, oh, I'm thinking this is interesting. Would I like to have a call with a donor? Would I like to have a call with a farmer? Can you partner me up with some information? Have you made a short documentary? Maybe you'd like to ask me if I want to see and say yes to seeing your short documentary. Those would all be great things to tell me to do next in a journey towards becoming a donor. Okay, we have time for a couple more, and then we'll wrap up the recording and I'll take some questions live. Make an impact foundation. Corporate giving is changing. Corporate giving is changing, but why? How can you make an impact? If I'm a corporation, I might be interested, but now unfortunately you're on to about you, and I don't care about you, I care about me. I know I'm being kind of facetious, but that's the truth. I'm still wondering what's in it for me. So tell me about, show me that you understand. What is it like? Am I a corporation who can no longer get my employees engaged? Did we all used to give to United Way and nobody's into that anymore? Is it not fulfilling my needs anymore? Tell me about the bad situation which you exist to solve. And then also tell me about what's the result of doing it this new way? And tell me some simple steps. That it starts with probably not reading more. No, most people don't want to read more. Give me something. Outline the process. It starts with, is this easy to do? Do I just schedule a call and then you give me the toolkit that I need and then I get a very happy team and I get all these smiling kids? Tell me how we get there together. Desert Sounds, we had a quick look here last time. Get your donation, give kids music. So tell me, before you tell me about your programs, tell me what it's like. Who are these kids and what is their life like without your programs? What are they experiencing in school? And what is life like with your programs? Tell me that if I'm one of these kids or one of their parents, that you know me, you know what I'm going through. And if I'm a donor, I'm at the same time going to be aligning and I say, yes, I care about those kids too. And I also want to be part of this journey that you're taking them through. Fantastic. I love these sessions. We always have more websites than I can get through. So thank you so much. We're going to take live questions in just a moment after I stop the recording. If you're watching this on the recording, please show up live if you want your questions answered. You can also post an answer as a question in the comments.